We're going to start with the news that Carve broke about 20 minutes ago on Victor Osimhen. Give it to us again, please.
Well, look, Al Hilal have made an offer to Napoli for Victor Osimhen, who's widely regarded as being one of the best strikers in the world. This offer was worth around £55 million. Now, according to our colleagues at Sky Italy, Napoli have just rejected this offer. And their position is that if Al Hilal want Osimhen, they need to pay the release clause, which is around £63 million. Now, we're expecting Al Hilal to go back in with an improved offer of around £59 million, but I'm not sure that is going to be enough to get him. He's got a year left on his contract. He's 26. He spent last season out on loan at Galatasaray. And Sky Italy are also telling us that he hasn't agreed personal terms with Al Hilal either. But they're willing to offer him £22 million a year, tax-free. That is about £425,000 a week.
Let's be honest, you're not getting out of bed for that, are you? All right, so there's been further developments with Mohamed Kudus today that you brought us earlier. Give us that one as well.
Well, look, Chelsea have been offered Chelsea have been offered the opportunity to sign Mohamed Kudus from West Ham. Now, they haven't said no yet. I think they're considering whether to add him to their list of attacking targets. They're going to consider whether he is a player who they are interested in signing. He's somebody, of course, who 2 years ago, West Ham signed from Ajax for £38 million. And he had a really great first season in the Premier League, played really well under David Moyes. But I think West Ham have realised that they had a really, really disappointing season. They need a rebuild. They need to raise funds. And I think pretty much they would listen to offers for any of their players, probably apart from Jared Bowen or Aaron Wan-Bissaka, because they need to have a rebuild. So he has been offered to Chelsea.
I have to say I'm surprised because I think he's a player. Don't you think that?
Yeah, I think he's quality. I don't think he was at his best last season, but he's one of those Maverick-style wingers that can open the door, he can make something happen from nothing, he can just do something or nick a goal and change the dynamic of the game, and he's got that ability to carry the ball up the pitch as well, and that's something that can be crucial in the Premier League. Really good on the transition, but like Koe says, this is a funny window where there are a lot of clubs that are trying to rebuild, and they have to recycle money, and they have to find money, and they have to raise money, and that means sometimes selling maybe one of your best players to try and get 2 or 3 more in.
Yeah, indeed. We were talking earlier as well about Chelsea and a possible top goalkeeper. Give us some more on that.
Well, actually, you know what happened during the discussions about Mohamed Kudus with the possibility of him moving from West Ham to Chelsea? During those discussions, Robert Sanchez was brought up about potentially moving from Chelsea to West Ham. Now, I think this would make sense in a lot of ways because we know West Ham are looking for a goalkeeper because Lucas Fabianski has left. And Robert Sanchez has worked in the past with Graham Potter, the West Ham manager, when the two of them were together at Brighton. Now, could Robert Sanchez leave Chelsea? I don't know. I don't think they're actively trying to sell him. But of course, we know that they are interested in signing Mike Maignan from AC Milan. Now, he's another player who's been offered to them. France #1 goalkeeper. He's about to be 30, but that's not too old for a top-class goalkeeper. The issue is valuation. Milan want £25 million. Chelsea think he's worth more, closer to £10 million, because he's got a year left on his contract. And he has said to AC Milan, I want to move to Chelsea, and I'm not going to sign a new deal. And if I don't move, I'm just going to stay here, and my contract will run out, and I will leave on a free transfer next summer. I think if Chelsea do sign a goalkeeper, it's likely to be before the end of next week when they fly off to the US for the Club World Cup.
Mark, how many goalkeepers do Chelsea need? Because Kepa's come back as well, hasn't he?
Yeah, so obviously
Kepa out 75.
Yeah, he was, a hugely expensive goalkeeper at the time. Another one that was paid big money. one of the reasons why they were able to facilitate that loan deal to Bournemouth from Chelsea last summer was because he had 1 year left on his contract, but renegotiated and signed a 2-year deal with a release clause. So it enabled him to go out on loan. He goes back to Chelsea this summer, and then effectively they can sell him and raise some kind of money for the money that they invested in him in the first place. He had a really strong season down on the South Coast, was outstanding for Andoni Iraola at times, pulled off some really good saves and was a part of a record-breaking season. It was the best Bournemouth defence they've ever had in the Premier League by some distance. They conceded, I think it was about 43 goals over the entirety of the campaign, where their Premier League record was 61. So Kepa very much a part of that. And like you talk about all of these goalkeepers that Chelsea have, and one of the fascinating things about last season was Robert Sanchez was the Premier League goalkeeper, played 32 Premier League games, only once in the Europa Conference League. But it was Philip Jorgensen that played vast majority of the Conference League matches. So they very clearly had two different goalkeepers. But I think if you were to spend a bit of time working out how many they've got, it would probably almost get into double figures.
All right, I want to get to Liverpool.
To be fair to Chelsea, though, I know a lot is made of how many goalkeepers they've got, but they've got two goalkeepers they used a lot last season, one in the league, one in Europe. They've got a goalkeeper out on loan at Strasbourg, who's their parent club, sister club, who's done very, very well. They've got Kepa, who was on loan at Bournemouth, a goalkeeper they inherited from the previous owners. The other goalkeeper they have is Mark Penders, brilliant young goalkeeper, Belgium, who's supposed to be the new Thibaut Courtois. They signed him last summer, £20 million from Genk. He stayed out on loan at Genk. So I know the headline is Chelsea have got all these goalkeepers.
You know I'm going to use.
But if you actually break it down, it's not that many when you consider they've got a parent club in Strasbourg, they've got a hot young prospect who's getting experience in Belgium, and they've got a goalkeeper they inherited from the previous regime, who's a very, very good goalkeeper, as he proved at Bournemouth.
Straight away, we've got breaking news for you here on the Transfer Show. Kaveh Solokol, what have you got?
Well, Chelsea have been offered the chance to sign Mohamed Kudus from West Ham United. And my information is that Chelsea have not said no at the moment, and they are considering whether to add Mohamed Kudus to their list of attacking targets. Now, during discussions, the name of Robert Sanchez was also brought up, the Chelsea goalkeeper. Now, West Ham are interested in signing Sanchez, and of course, Sanchez worked with the West Ham manager Graham Potter when the two of them were together at Brighton and Hove Albion.
OK, does that free up... Sorry, Kaveh, does that free up a spot then to get a goalkeeper in at Chelsea?
Well, I think if Chelsea sign a new goalkeeper, it will be before they leave for the Club World Cup next week. And of course, we know that there is interest in Mike Maignan, the AC Milan goalkeeper. They've been offered the chance to sign him. Now, he has told Milan that he wants to move to Chelsea and he will not sign a new contract at Milan. Remember, he's out of contract next summer. So he's basically telling Milan, either I move this summer, I want to go to Chelsea, or I will walk out next summer on a free transfer. Also, another possible incoming at Chelsea is Jamie Gittins from Borussia Dortmund. He remains a top Chelsea target, and Chelsea are exploring the parameters of a potential deal for him.
Now, while you were talking, I got news that you've got more breaking news, this time on Liam Delap. What's that?
Well, look, a decision has been made. Good news for Chelsea supporters. Liam Delap is definitely going to the Club World Cup with Chelsea next week. Now, originally, if he hadn't signed for Chelsea, he would be playing in the Under-21 Euros, which start next week in Slovakia. Of course, England are the defending champions. Now, this is a unique scenario for Liam Delap and also Chelsea and England, because this is a new FIFA tournament. This is the first time we've had a month-long Club World Cup in the summer. I'm being told that Liam Delap is still fully committed to England, and he's going to the Club World Cup with everyone's blessing.
Casi a producto nuevo por semana, producto bonito que, por supuesto, pues siempre Invitamos a la gente a que consuma, si queréis encontrarlo en kingsleague.pro, pues ahí tenéis las nuevas chaquetas training y también esas camisetas especiales con detalles dorados que llevan todos los equipos.
Oye, ustedes tendrán más memoria que yo, pero ¿cuánto quedaron la última vez que se enfrentaron ellos?
3-4 ganó 1K.
3-4.
En el histórico de estos dos equipos, el que gane desempata, porque han ganado 2. El X-Buyer Team ha ganado 2. 1.
Beger se lleva el rebote. Beger para marcar. Beger. El rechazo de Arnalón. ¡Gol!
¡Vamos! ¡Vamos!
¡Gol!
¡Vamos, Pablo! ¡Qué suerte!
Mascarra en el Cooper Arena. Gol de Pablo Beger. Toro físicamente.
No será capaz,
Roger.
¿no? ¡No será capaz! ¡Qué cabrón!
A ver
Si
salen
sacan
dos.
más de 3, se quedan sin trabajo. Mira, muy
¡Hombre!
bien.
No,
¿Cómo
bien.
valoran el trabajo? Bien.
Ahí está ese ataque por parte del X-Buyer Team. El toque dentro de Beger. Puede marcar Carbó. ¡Gol!
¡Vamos!
Pablo Beger. Beger que quiere poner el centro por delante. Finalmente lo pone por detrás del defensor. Carbó la pista. Carbó.
No jodas.
¡Madre mía! ¡Es que es el mejor de esta puta competición!
Por algo es el Corona de Oro. China la juega atrás, no se decidió a tirar. Granero busca su perfil, Granero.
Golazo.
¡Gol! De 1K. Marca Granero. Y sí, otra vez lo ha vuelto a hacer. Buller, mira, no,
Ah,
gol
gol
doble.
doble. Gol doble, claro, porque tiene sanción. Ah, claro, vale, vale.
Sanción, efectivamente. Grande. Claro que sí. Bueno, sinceridad ante todo. Ahí está. Juanma el toque. ¡Gol!
Vale.
¡Velilla!
¡Vamos!
¡Gol! Balón que lleva ahí Pluvins el disparo. ¡Gol!
Vale.
¡Gol!
Me gusta.
Está haciendo un buen trabajo defensivo, ojo.
¡Granero!
¡Uy, qué golazo!
¡Qué chicharro de Mar Granero! ¡Qué barbaridad! El recorte de zurda y el disparo con la derecha. Que la metió en la escuadra. Ojo ahora que ataca el X-Buyer Team. ¡Gol!
¡Al Carrazzo! ¡Al Carrazzo! ¡Vamos! ¡Vamos!
¡Del X-Buyer
¡Sí que te
Team!
quiero!
Va a pegar Fuad en la falta.
Santa madre de Dios. Sí.
Vamos a ver
Total.
ahí esa pelota dentro del área para Juanma que lo puede matar. ¡Gol!
2 de Juan.
¡Sale todo! ¡Hoy sale todo!
Sí, no podía ser otro que Roger Carbó. No sé si te imaginabas que tu vuelta iba a ser de esta manera.
Pues la verdad que no, o sea, ha sido la vuelta ideal. Hat-trick, partido de octavos y mañana jugamos cuartos, o sea, ha sido ideal. Aunque el trabajo no, o sea, me lo llevo yo, pero el trabajo es de todos. Hemos trabajado mucho y al final los resultados se han visto reflejados en el campo, así que muy contento.
Parecía o puede parecer que sois el rival más débil por todas las bajas, pero en los pasillos se comenta que nadie quiere enfrentarse a vosotros.
Bueno, a ver, yo escuché una persona que dijo de Gigantes que quería enfrentarse a nosotros, así que mañana a las 9 no te preocupes que estaremos aquí con muchas ganas, y más después de esas declaraciones. ¿Sabes por quién voy?
Yo no lo sé quién es.
No lo voy a decir, esta persona lo sabe.
Bueno, pues enhorabuena.
Muchas gracias.